Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody's out there watching, welcome to another episode of This Week Unloaded. This is episode 271 now? And time goes by. As usual, I am your host, Rich White, and so far, no panelist. I don't know if we're going to have a panel tonight. I know Gizzard said he's not going to be able to make it because he's out of town this weekend and for foreseeable future, so yeah, if you're not aware, Gizzard Gary will not be having his shows this week coming up because he is out of town visiting relatives. So keep that in mind for the upcoming week. And Ron Wayne and Misty Wayne are not going to be doing their show until the beginning of the new year. So keep that in mind as well. I mean, this is pretty much the last show for the week. There's not going to be anything all week, I don't think. At least from our three channels, anyway. Yes. This year, we're not having our usual Christmas Eve episode, so yeah. Keep all that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, when you're looking for something to watch, that you won't have those shows this week. Again, that's no Gizzard Gary and no Ron and Misty Wayne, which means you don't get to see the antics of Minnie Wayne either, sadly. Yeah. None of that guy. Oh, crud, I got to put my counter up. Let me put the viewership counter up. It says we got 2 on the YouTubes. Yes, we have Jacob S. out there and Chris from the 740. Chris says, thank you for the Christmas card. You're very welcome, sir. All right. Amy was asking me the other day, Chris, are you going to be going to the Great American Outdoor Show this year? She was curious. She likes hanging out with you and Christian. She thinks you're extremely laid back. Denny says he thinks a lot of people will be busy on Wednesday anyway. Yeah. Who else? Yeah. Is Chris still out there? So, anyway, where was I going with this? I don't know. Do have updates on the story from Brown University from last weekend. If you all remember, somebody went into a study group at Brown University last Saturday and killed 2 people and wounded I want to say 11 others, but I keep getting the numbers mixed up with that and what happened in Australia the very next day. So I'm pretty sure it was 2 dead and 11 wounded at Brown. But that guy wasn't done. Even though the authorities in Rhode Island were saying that, there's probably nothing else to fear from this guy, right? Yada, yada, yada. After he shot those people in Rhode Island, he drove up to Maine and proceeded to kill another person, a physicist who taught at MIT. So it looks like the authorities in Rhode Island were wrong. And a couple of days after that, they found the killer's body in a storage locker in New Hampshire. So apparently he drove from Massachusetts after he killed the college professor and world-renowned physicist at MIT, and drove to New Hampshire and killed himself there. Chris did answer the question. He said he thinks so, but he won't be going to shot. And he says fluffy 10mm Jeep guy will be going to shot. I mean, not the shot. The Great American Outdoor Show as well. Cool. I've been trying to talk Gary into going. We'll see, because he's not sure if he's going to shot or not. I told him if he's not going to shot, then he needs to go to the Great American Outdoor Show and hang out with us there. So, trying to work on Gary to go to the Great American Outdoor Show. He keeps saying he wants to go sometime, and I told him if the hens aren't going to shot, if he's not going to shot, then just take the money he would normally spend in Vegas and go to the Great American Outdoor Show instead. Say hello to Vulcan Rumble. He's out there on the YouTube shot side as well. Yeah, it's a strange situation that it's been happened up there in New England in the story. And of course, the authorities in Rhode Island also are not stating that the guy was a Muslim, the murderer. There have been witnesses that have seen it that have said that, yeah, he shouted Allahu Akbar before he shot the people. So, I got Gunpowder Beauty out there in the chat, and Boomstick. So, evening to both of you. Well, yeah, that's what's going on with the Brown situation. I do have 2 articles pulled up. I could probably read one of them or both of them, because now you got people wondering about the safety on U.S. universities as a result of what happened over the last week with the Brown and MIT shootings and killings, I should say. Both, again, perpetrated by a single person, and the fact that, according to the university police at Brown, there is no video evidence of this guy on school security cameras. That's not very good security. That's not very good security at all. Apparently, the only security footage they have of the guy at Brown, on the Brown campus, is from somebody's home security cameras down the street that he walked by as he was leaving the school. Denny asked, they showed 2 pictures of a guy. Was that not him? That wasn't from school security cameras. That's the problem. Yeah. Yeah, they found him a couple days later in the storage locker in Rhode Island. You're absolutely right, Denny. He took his own life, and they didn't find him right away. Yes, those pictures were from somebody else's camera, Denny. Exactly. They were not from the school security footage. Apparently, Brown doesn't have very many security cameras. Which the second article I have talks about their lack of security. I mean, I can read that article if you want. And so, yeah, I guess I can do that. Brown University MIT shootings are elite U.S. universities prepared for targeted violence. Expert question Brown's security response as campus violence surges across American universities. Yeah, because apparently this ain't the only two incidents at universities this year either. But we'll get into that with this article. Two deadly shootings at elite American universities within 50 miles of each other earlier this week have been linked to a single suspect with loose ties to both targets, according to authorities. He had been stopped after killing two Brown. No, excuse me. Had he been stopped after killing two Brown University students and injuring nine more? Okay, this article's saying nine more. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology professor prosecutors say he killed 2 days later would still be alive. Critics have blasted Brown over an apparent lack of surveillance video from the Barris and Holly building, where the mass shooting claimed the lives of Ella Cook and Mohammed Aziz Lermerzokov. The gunman skipped town before police identified him walking right by campus cops. Walked right by the school cops in the minutes after the shooting. Home security video taken from the other end of the block reveals. But many major universities have similar security flaws, experts tell Fox News Digital. By and large, American universities are completely open, said David Katz, a former DEA agent and CEO of Global Security Group, a private safety firm founded in the aftermath of 9/11. Pick a campus you can't just walk randomly into, an academic building you can't just enter, in a classroom you can't access. Okay, Annapolis, the Air Force Academy, and West Point. Other than that, maybe the Citadel? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Katz, who teaches active shooter response classes around the country, said he found it disconcerting when he dropped his own son off for college and was told the university police department at his new school did not mandate similar training for its campus cops. Keep this, pay attention here, what he just said. The school police at the university his son goes to told him that they do not engage in active shooter response training for its officers. That's a problem. After evading capture outside the Brown massacre on Saturday, I'm not going to say the guy's name, drove 50 miles away to Brooklyn, Massachusetts, and gunned down renowned nuclear physicist Nuno Loureiro in his apartment Monday evening, according to authorities. The motive remains unclear, but again, not saying his name, briefly attended Brown back in 2000 and 2001, and before that also studied at the same Portuguese university where Loureiro earned his undergraduate degree. Brown President Christina Paxson told reporters Thursday that blah 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 had likely taken physics classes at Burris and Hawley during his time as a student. Here's the victims that were killed by the son of a bitch. While Brown remains committed to searching all institutional systems to identify any pertinent information to assist law enforcement, we have thus far found no indication of any concerns pertaining to conduct or any public safety interactions during the short time blah 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 was enrolled as a graduate student at Brown. She wrote later in an open letter, as of yet, we have not identified any employee who calls, whatever, nor is there any Brown record of recent contact between this individual and Brown. Keep in mind, this is one of the same people that said that it was okay, safe, and that this guy posed no other threat before he went and killed the professor at MIT. The slayings marked the latest campus violence in a year that's seen plenty. Here are just a few. In April, 20-year-old Phoenix Ickner allegedly killed two and injured six at Florida State University in Tallahassee. The same month, police said a 24-year-old gunman killed one and wounded six at Elizabeth City State University in North Carolina. Well, we know what happened in September with Charlie Kirk. That was the next thing that they were going to bring up. And there were also apparently 2 other students shot at Kentucky State University in Frankfurt. One of them died. And then days later, we had the situation in Brown. There have been a number of shootings on college campuses that should alert every chief of police and certainly every university president that they should be looking at this issue very seriously, said Greg Rogers, a former FBI agent who teaches criminal justice at UVU, where Kirk was killed. That being said, I don't want to sound naive about it. Unfortunately, college campuses need to be open spaces like that. Additional cameras, however, may have helped stop blah, blah, blah before he killed Loureiro, but they wouldn't have saved the Brown students, he said. We live in a world where I've learned this in my undercover career. That's not something you can stop with extra cops on campus or some more video cameras, he told Fox News Digital. This is unfolded in a year that saw widespread anti Israel campus demonstrations that prompted clashes between police and pro Palestinian agitators, as well as congressional hearings. Police in riot gear even stormed a building at another Ivy League university earlier this year after agitators broke into and barricaded themselves inside Hamilton Hall at Columbia University in New York City. Outside of school, Ivy League alumnus Luigi Mangione is accused of assassinating United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson to send a message about the U.S. healthcare insurance industry. Experts have questioned Brown's actions in the wake of the shooting, confusing press conferences, and the fact that no cameras inside Barris and Hawley are believed to have recorded blah, 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 based on what authorities said at press briefings. We know how schools hide a lot of stuff, but something's brewing here, said Joseph Giacalone, a retired New York PD sergeant and adjutant professor. Damn, I can't talk tonight. Adjunct professor of criminal justice at Penn State Lehigh University, or Lehigh Valley. Why did they scrub the website of that one guy? You're just adding to the conspiracy theories. For those of you who don't know, there was a picture or an account, all the information on this one dude who was a transgender and potentially and other things that raised red flags about the all his account information and pictures and everything that were on the school's website. They scrubbed all of it, and nobody knows why. At points in the investigation, web sleuths wrongly asserted that a current Brown student they may have been the suspect. Investigators rejected the notion, but multiple spotlight articles on the university website were scrubbed from public view without explanation, prompting additional criticism. Police later found the real killer dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He attended Brown briefly more than 2 decades ago. It needs to be a national discussion by all of the colleges and their campuses on how they handle security, Giacalone told Fox News Digital. Colleges like to handle things with kid gloves because they are institutions of higher learning, but at what cost? Shut up, kitty. Yeah, I mean, when I was in high school, and this was in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, when I was in high school, they started putting cameras in the school, in the high school, back then, because at that time you had problems where gang members in various areas, I don't know how many you guys remember this, but there were gang members that were going into schools and killing people. So they started putting surveillance cameras, as well as in some schools they went as far as even putting in metal detectors. And this was in high schools. The fact that you have a university building that doesn't have surveillance cameras in their hallways is ridiculous at this point. Yeah, Denny says, "How on earth does university not have cameras everywhere?" He said he had had a PowerPoint up at church today, and his security cameras popped up on the screen when a delivery guy rang the doorbell. Everyone laughed. It didn't go away for a couple of minutes once he left. And Vulcan Rumble asked, "Do we have to be a full surveillance state on a university campus?" Yes. There are going to be places of where you obviously are not going to put cameras. You're not going to put cameras in bathrooms. You're not going to put them in locker rooms. But in the hallways, yes, you put cameras in the hallways. It, and Denny said in response to Vulcan Rumble, "I think we already do. He's constantly on camera at work. The same is true any shops we go in. He's surprised the university wouldn't have cameras ever." Yeah, exactly. You walk into Walmart, you walk into a supermarket, you know those big black domes you see hanging from the roof? Or in Walmart's case, it might be a ball because they got more of a rafter style ceiling in there. Those are surveillance cameras. Pat Gratz says when he was a kid, they did tornado drills. We did nuclear bomb drills when I was in elementary school. That was still a thing when I was in elementary school. And he says some of the schools there even have their own police force. Yeah, uh, in Pittsburgh, the where I grew up as a kid in southwestern Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh public schools had their own police force with the same powers of arrest that the Pittsburgh City Police had. They were not a division of the Pittsburgh City Police. They were their own separate police department. If something happened at a school and they had to call the cops, the first cops to arrive would have been the school police. And then if they needed backup beyond that, then the city police would be called. Um, University of Pittsburgh in Oakland, the area of Pittsburgh, they have their own university police force. Duquesne University, which is in uptown section of Pittsburgh, near where Three Rivers, I mean not Three Rivers, where the Civic Arena, near where the Civic Arena and where PPG plays, PPG Paints Arena is now. Duquesne University is just a couple blocks from those locations. They have their own university police department. Yeah, my middle school had a fallout basement in it, Denny. And Denny says, yeah, same for him. They had fallout shelters and basement. Yeah, my middle school had a fallout basement, had a fallout shelter in the sub basement. You had to go through the boiler room to get to it. And that was in the mid 80s when I was in middle school. But we still had the fallout basement with fallout shelter rather in the base in, like I said, the sub basement, because you had a basement which is where like the cafeteria, the janitor's primary office area was, and then there were a couple of classrooms like the health classroom and a couple other things were there. I forget, the book repository for the school was there, and then you had the sub basement, which is where the school swimming pool was at, or the locker rooms for the school swimming pool, and the boiler room and the laundry room, the school's laundry room for like doing the school sports uniforms and stuff. That was in the sub basement, and then you went through the boiler room, and then there was a stairway with a big security door, which basically sealed like the door on a ship. You know, the hatch on a ship would seal. You know, you could it would be dogged down and everything. You open that door, and there was a metal staircase that went down into the fallout shelter. M. Gabriel says his school's gym and high school basement were fallout shelters. Yeah. And then he says that sounds exactly like their setup. Yeah. Crazy Scotsman's out there in the chat. Evening to you, sir. And to M. Gabriel as well, see, who I've already mentioned. But yeah. Kids today don't know. they just don't know what we had to do when we were kids. They think the fire drills are bad. They didn't go through nuclear attack drills. They don't know. That was a constant thing when we were kids, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy times back then. But, yeah. And if anybody's wondering when I was reading the article, the reason why I didn't share the article was because it did list the name of the killer, and I'm not going to have it on my channel. So that is why that was not put on screen. So let me just over at X real quick and see if anybody over there is saying anything. Usually they don't, because X is a pain in the neck to get to where you can get to the live chat if you don't know how to get to it. But yeah. Nope, nobody's saying anything over on X. Mm-hmm. Been joined by the little stuffed up kitty cat. So she's getting a little bit bigger. You want to go on screen? You want to say hi to everybody? Say hi. Yeah, see, she's getting bigger. She's still not very big, but she is getting bigger. Yes. Oh, and Scotsman, just for you, even though I didn't know you were going to be here. If you're still out there. There we go. There we go. Yeah. See? Oh man, our elementary school desks. If somebody would have came shooting at our school, tip them over, and those things would have been bulletproof. They were so thick. I mean, you had a thick ass piece of wood, and then uh, I wouldn't even call it sheet metal. it was thicker than sheet metal, and they were heavy too. Established 1975, M. Gabriel, not 2975. 2975 would have been from the future. See, 1975 it says. The reason why I said here, just for Crazy Scotsman, for those of you who may not know, who probably don't remember, he probably doesn't remember, but God, a couple years ago, he gave me grief because I was wearing a Megadeth shirt on the one stream. He said it should have been an Iron Maiden shirt, and I didn't have an Iron Maiden shirt at the time. Now I do. So yeah, up the irons. I got a few Iron Maiden albums. What ones do I have? I have Power Slave, Number of the Beast. Oh Christ, now I can't remember what all ones I have. Those two I remember for sure. The one with Tail Gunner that I can't remember the damn name of. I never can remember the name of that one. But I have that one. I have that too. And I have a bunch of their stuff on the computer. as well. But those albums I actually have physical copies of. Yeah, and Gabriel says he loves that Bruce, as in Bruce Dickinson, is a qualified multi-engine jet pilot. Yeah, he's one. He flies their tour plane, so, which is which is cool as shit. You know, he's the one that flies their jet when they're going on these tours and everything. Yeah, I don't even remember what all do I have of theirs on the computer. Now I got to check. No, I'm checking this because reasons. No Rest for the Wicked. That's the one that has. No, wait, that ain't it. What the hell is the name of the album? No Prayer for the Dying. That's what I'm thinking. No Rest for the Wicked. That's Aussie. That's an Aussie thing. Yeah. No Prayer for the Dying. I have that. I have the physical copy, but I also apparently I have that on the computer. Didn't realize I had that one on the computer, but I did. From Fear to Eternity, which is their 2011 album. Best of the B-sides. In Vivo from 2012. So yeah. Remaster of something. Oh, remaster collection. Okay. What's in that? Oh, that's a bunch of albums in that. Real Dead One, Real Live One, Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden, Killers, Live After Death, Live at Donington, No Prayer for the Dying, Peace of Mind, Power Slave, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, Somewhere in Time, and Number of the Beast is what's in that box set that I have on that box set. I think was a European exclusive that I had gotten sent to me by somebody on a music site I used to belong to. So yeah, I have a lot of Iron Maiden stuff on mainly on the computer, but I have at least 3 albums of theirs that I can remember having. I might have more that I just don't remember because I got so many physical albums that are packed up because I don't use them anymore. I forget what all ones I have because I don't. Unlike Gary, I don't keep a spreadsheet of everything. So I probably should have kept a spreadsheet on what albums I have, but I didn't. But yeah. What else we got to talk about today? Well, everybody got their Christmas shopping done. I think we got ours done finally. We went out yesterday and we're picking up some last minute stuff, which consisted of a lot of our actual Christmas shopping because we hadn't done any yet, really. Didn't start doing Christmas shopping until this past week. So, yeah. Or actually, it was last weekend, I think, that we started doing our Christmas shopping. But it's because we had so much stuff we had to replace from the floods that when the basement flooded in May. Just like having to pay for to replace stuff that was in the basement and repairs and the electrical system in the basement and everything. It just didn't have the money until recently to to where we could actually buy any Christmas gifts. I mean, took forever to where we could get a Christmas tree purchased and stuff. So, but we did get that, and if my camera turns on, Amy put it up today. So far, just put no ornaments, just getting the tree set up. But yeah, she's got it turned on. Yep, that's what we got there. Um, man, This is going to be a short show because I really don't know what the hell else to talk about today. I've been doing all kinds of running around this past week and whatnot. Cats haven't tried climbing in the tree yet, Denny. Not yet. No, keyword yet. And when I say Amy just put the tree up, I mean like an hour ago she put the tree up. Packrat says he only has one person to buy for, and that has to wait for the SSDI check to get there. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear the littlest shit is snoring her little head off as usual. I have never seen a cat that snores like this little one does. Yeah. Another one of them wanting to be a loudmouth. So what else we got? Oh, not in addition to not doing the Christmas Eve show this Wednesday because of prior commitments that I was volunteered for, due to the monetary issues that I was just saying, we're not going to have our yearly Christmas giveaway either. So, yeah, sorry about that, folks. Just don't have the funds this year to do one. Packrat said Sheila is getting a Kimber CDS 9. New firearm for Christmas isn't a bad idea. Especially as chaotic as things have been getting. Trying to think of something else to talk about here. The bayonet we ordered our son for on his M1 carbine is supposed to be here tomorrow. We talked about that last weekend in the bayonet discussion that M. Gabriel, I believe it was, started. But yes, his bayonet will arrive before Christmas. We were worried because it was coming from Italy because it's an Italian surplus one. So, yeah, there was a chance that it might not have gotten here until after Christmas. So, that's good news anyway. That will be here in time for him to have that Christmas morning. Packrat said his wife hasn't had an EDC since the house fire. That's funny. My wife claims that all my guns are her guns, and and gunpowder I think does that to Tardot too. If she's still out there, I don't know if she's still out there or not. But yeah, she's always taking his guns and using them. It says we got two people watching over on the Rumbles. Go back through. I don't see anybody having said anything over there though. So, well, whoever you are out there watching on the Rumbles, good evening. this is an off show night because most of the panels that I normally have are having other commitments and stuff. So right about now is when Gary would normally jump on, but yeah, he's like I said, he's out of town, so it's just me rambling with an unprepared show tonight because reasons. Didn't have anything planned really. But yeah, getting back to what we were talking about, they think the guy that's responsible for those killings in New England killed himself at least 2 days before they found his body. Yeah, apparently he was found on Thursday, and they think he killed himself on Tuesday. Killed the MIT professor, I believe it was on Monday, and and the other killings. What was it? Early Sunday morning, and then that kind of took a back seat Sunday morning, on Sunday afternoon, because they had the story about the terrorist attack at Bondi Beach in Australia. So yeah, last weekend was a crazy weekend, and the authorities in Rhode Island handled it very poorly, very very poorly. Packard said most of theirs went up in smoke. That's the problem with polymer guns. Well, that can be a problem with metal guns too. The fire gets hot enough, it can damage a metal firearm as well. So I've seen that happen where metal firearm gets distorted and gets all out of shape. Packrat says bad thing. We'll never know why. In regards to the shooting or why your house caught fire. Just to clarify, because we're talking. If it's the house fire, that sucks. If they weren't ever able to figure out why the house caught fire. But yeah, I've seen fire damage metal firearms too. Yeah, the brown thing. Yeah, all we know is somehow it connected to Islam in some way, but we don't know what other connections there might be. We don't know why he targeted what he targeted, especially since, according to the one article, he lived in Florida. He drove all the way up from Florida to specifically attack Brown and the study room that he attacked at Brown, and then that professor slash physicist at MIT. So it wasn't random. There's no way this was at random. There has to be a connection. Whether the authorities know what that connection is or not, I don't know. But there's got to be some connection. There's no way this was just random. Not for somebody to have driven all the way up from Florida to do it. He could easily have done the same thing at Florida State because he lived in the Tallahassee area, if I remember correctly. So there's no way that this was just a random shooting. This was targeted. Who he was targeting and why? Well, we know he had to have been targeting the MIT professor. because he went specifically after that guy. He went to Brown, but he knew the MIT professor, the MIT guy from Portugal. They went to school in Portugal together. So it's not random. Him being the MIT professor being targeted, there has to be something there. I'm going to go with 9 years ago there, M. Gabriel. I don't think anything pickled is going to survive till 2816. Now, what connection he would have had at Brown with these people at Brown 20 some years later? There's some speculation that he was hoping that a given professor at Brown would have been in the classroom but wasn't, and then that the people he did shoot were just targets of opportunity, or he just burst in, opened fire, hoping that that person would have been in the classroom. Was one of the theories that I saw. One of the law enforcement personnel say at one time. Whether they still believe that or not, I don't know. But it's still weird that he would go back to Brown 20 some years later and open fire on the people there. He had to have been targeting it for some reason. Like I said, if he just wanted to go and randomly kill a bunch of people, he could have did that at Florida State, uh, University of Florida, all within a lot closer driving range of where he lived than Brown and MIT are. You know what I mean? I don't remember the professor's name. It was a Jewish woman, so I don't know if that's a connection. The main professor that was teaching that class taught physics, if I remember right, and Judaic studies at the university at Brown. Again, I don't remember her name, but it was suspected at one point that she may have been the targeted victim but she wasn't there. The others basically just being targets of opportunity. Packer says University of I'm guessing Arizona, since he used to live there. Had a shooting years ago because a teacher gave a student a bad grade. Yeah, but that generally is something that happens right away, not 20 years later. Over 20 years later, because he was supposed to have been there, what, 20, 2000, 2001, I think is when they said he was at Brown. So this guy went back 24 years later because he got a bad grade. That just seems off. That doesn't. I wouldn't say that was exactly it. But there was another interesting thing. I don't know if it was in this article picture of. Yes, it was. Okay, I will share this picture. Okay, and keep in mind, this guy was a Muslim from Portugal, and tell me what you see in a window of the apartment building that the MIT professor lived in. You guys see it? M. Gabriel said he found a 1880 Jaspo bayonet in his living room. A lot of old stuff in here. Wow, you lost a bayonet in the 1880s era bayonet. We're on to A Matters. Is out there on YouTube side. Evening. Okay. The sign in the upstairs window on the right hand side, left, it would have been on the left of the house, but looking at the house on the right hand side, the upstairs, the second story window says "Stand with Israel." Just thought that was a interesting little thing to see in the window of the apartment building where a guy who was just killed by a Muslim lived. Whether that was the professor's apartment or not, I don't know. It's just interesting that that would be in the window of of the building again that the professor lived in. Oh, he was actually shot in the building too. So that makes it even more interesting. So not only was that the building where you lived, it also was the building where you was shot. Yeah. So yeah, right up here in this window, if y'all can see my cursor, there's a sign that says "Stand with Israel" in the window. I don't know if these were two-story apartments, which would make it more of a townhouse, or if it's a single-story apartment each. But anyway, no, the professor did not have a Jewish name. He had a Portuguese name. It was Nuno something or other. I forget what the hell his last name was. Let me look. I'll look and tell you what the last name of it was. His name was Nuno F.G. Loureiro. Loureiro. Or Loureiro. Something along that. I can't remember if Portuguese is pronounced exactly like Spanish or not. But yeah, it was definitely not a Jewish name. It was a Portuguese name. Yeah. The name that I have highlighted there under the picture, if you guys can read it right here, that was the MIT professor's name. But yeah, not a Jewish name. All right, Denny's heading out. He says, "All right, guys, night, folks. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, Denny. Have a good week and enjoy your Christmas on Thursday." Yeah, yeah. Last name was Loureiro. That was how it was spelled. Don't know what the FG stood for. So can't help you with that one. Again, let me go back up here and share. There's the picture of the three victims. Here's the two students that were shot and killed. And this is the professor here. Yeah, those were the three that were shot and killed by the guy. I don't know what this guy's background and stuff was. They haven't really said much about him. But the girl here, she was the president of the Brown campus college Republicans. So not the I don't know if that was part of the motive for her being shot or not, but yeah, she was. Uh, it was politically motivated in any way. I don't know. M. Gabriel's heading out as well. He says, "Merry Christmas." Oh, Merry Christmas to you too, sir. Yeah, Packrat says, if you can speak Spanish, you can understand and speak Portuguese. To an extent, yeah, there's some words that are different, but Portuguese is very similar to Spanish. There's a lot of stuff in Portuguese that if you speak any Spanish, you can figure out their meaning, what they're talking about. Portuguese and Spanish are the closest two of the Romance languages as far as the vocabulary and stuff is concerned, alphabet, that kind of stuff. Italian and French differ more in a larger way from Spanish and Portuguese. Spanish and Portuguese are very closely related. Really don't have a whole lot else to talk about unless somebody out there has a topic or question about something. If not, we can start wrapping this up, I guess. We've been going for an hour. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to get a panel on here tonight because the usual suspects are, at least I know Gizzard is. Gizzard's otherwise indisposed. He had he was going to his daughter's for his granddaughter's birthday, and then from there driving down to his sister's in Texas. I believe she's in Dallas area or somewhere around there. You know, he's going to be spending Christmas down there with them, which is why he's not doing his shows this week. Somebody earlier said that they barbecue said he was going to be doing Gizzard show tomorrow night. I don't know. It's first I heard of it. If he is, I don't know if he said that on Thursday night because I missed his Thursday night show because whether otherwise indisposed myself on Thursday night, so I wasn't able to do barbecue show. Packrat says he has tried to get on a panel, but no luck. Yeah, yeah. If you're talking about on this show with the Rumble Studio, yeah, they can be finicky on wireless. Like it works fine if you're connecting on a computer, but if you're trying to connect on a phone, I would assume it would be the same with a tablet. It doesn't always work. I've tried connecting with my phone and wasn't able to. So because I believe it was Pack Rat the one night that wanted to jump on the panel, and he couldn't get it to work. So I tried it with my phone, and I couldn't get to where I could join on my phone either. It kept telling me to download the app that I had already downloaded. I think that's what the problem you said you were having was the same thing where you try and join and it kept telling you had to download the app that you already had downloaded. The joys of using stuff that's still in beta, and they're probably concentrating more on the computer side of it than the mobile side, if I had to take a guess. Yeah, Packer said he watches on TV but chats on the phone. Yeah, a lot. There's a lot of people that do that. Yeah, there's times where barbecue tries to jump on his phone and won't let him, and other times where he has no trouble. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It really isn't. I haven't tried using my phone except for that one night because I don't use my phone for the shows, and I use my computer for that, which is right. Let's see if this can. Come on, turn on. Right there's my computer with its nice blue lights that the camera wants to distort on the memory. I don't got a whole lot of RGB in there. That makes it look like there's more in there than what there is because the camera's distorting it. But it's just the two RAM strips and where it says gigabyte on the video card. That's it. That's the only RGB that's in there. But yeah, it's a clean build. No wires getting in the way and everything. That comes from knowing how to build.
What's going on?
Oh, Gizzard's here.
Hey,
Yeah, I was just saying I didn't think you were going to show up because you were on the road.
I'm done being on the road. I'm at my sister's.
Well, that's on the road. You're not at home. You're on the road.
That's true, but I'm not driving anymore
Yeah, yeah. I
for a
didn't
few
mean that.
days.
Yeah, I didn't mean the driving part. I meant not being home. You're on the road again. You're not home.
Oh, that is accurate. Yes.
Yeah.
So what did I miss?
We were talking about the most recent things with the Brown shooting from last weekend,
Mhm.
and how some experts are saying that Brown royally dropped the ball on this because apparently they don't have any surveillance cameras in Brown University. All
That's
this,
interesting.
yeah, all the surveillance camera footage that's been shown on the news and stuff, that's from the private home security cameras that people have in at their houses near the university. None of it was actually taken from cameras from the university itself. Apparently, the building where it happened had no cameras.
Hmm.
And apparently, this guy, after killing the two and wounding the others, walked right by campus police. And they didn't even stop the guy. He just walked right
Wow.
by him. And that was caught on somebody's private home security camera. Him walking by the campus security or campus police. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And then don't forget, Monday, they're telling everybody, the authorities in Rhode Island and were telling everybody that it was safe, that nothing was going to happen, that, not to be worried. And like hours after that press conference, the guy had driven up to MIT and shot a professor there.
Damn.
Yeah. From there, he proceeded to drive to New Hampshire, rent a storage building, and commit suicide in the storage building he rented. Yeah, Packrat says everywhere there, if you fart wrong, you're on camera, right? And I was telling everybody about how back in the late 80s, early 90s, when you had the problems with gang members going into schools and shooting people, they started putting surveillance cameras in the high school I went to. You would think a major university would have surveillance cameras in their buildings.
You'd think so.
Apparently, no. I know when I would go on campus at Liberty, they had security cameras in the buildings. They had security cameras outside. You can't go in Walmart without being on security cameras. It's mind-boggling that Brown would not have security cameras in one of their buildings. But yeah. You have any thoughts on that?
I haven't studied it too much, but it sounds really, really iffy to me.
Mm-hmm. Falcon Rumble earlier was asking, do we need everything to be a surveillance state? Not everything, but there's certain places where surveillance cameras aren't out of the question. Like the one security expert was saying, it may not have stopped the guy from committing the murders at Brown, but it may have enabled him to be caught sooner. He might not have just been able to walk right past campus police if they knew what the guy looked like. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
And according to what one security expert was saying, he talked with the Brown campus security police, and they don't even train for shooter incidents, which is odd.
Yeah, I think that's a little odd.
Yeah, he said that he was told that they do not train for active shooter scenarios. Maybe this will wake them up and they'll start. I don't know. You'd think they would.
You'd hope so. So did you catch any of the ball game today?
Oh yeah, I watched the Steeler game.
Yeah.
Detroit shot themselves in the foot at the end. I don't know if you caught that or not. What happened?
Yeah. It's a little iffy, but okay. Whatever.
It by the rule, it was offensive pass interference. You cannot interfere with the defender. The defender has the right to that spot on the field just as much as the receiver does. I mean, other than that, it was a beaut.
Is a weird game though.
Yeah. Well, hell, it's just as weird as the 2-point conversion in the other game on was it Saturday? They had that, or Friday or something, where they had the weird 2-point conversion in the one football game. Maybe that was Thursday night game. But, yeah. I mean, take away the offensive pass interference, and that was a heads up play by both Amon Ra and Goff. The problem was the penalty wiped it out, but it was a really smart play on the two of their part. Amon Ra flipping the ball to Goff and then Goff running it in for the touchdown. That would have won them the game because there was not going to be any time left. Yeah, Packrat says Brown is very left of liberal school. Yeah, I know. I know. And so is Rhode Island. That's why Rick Mitchell of Rick's Life as I Know It moved from Rhode Island as soon as he could.
So the Chiefs' backup quarterback also has a torn ACL.
Oh,
So
Jesus, man.
they're down to their third string quarterback, and rumors are that for the last game of the season, that Travis Kelsey would be the backup quarterback
Oh, wow.
because he played quarterback in high school.
Hines Ward was the backup quarterback at one point for the Steelers because he played quarterback in college. So, yeah,
Got
I know
news
how they
for you.
do.
Just about all stud athletes play quarterback at their high school, and they get converted to other positions in college because they have like 10 quarterbacks. And it's like, we don't need 10 quarterbacks. Could you play tight end? Okay.
Yeah, but you see that catch Gainwell had in the Steeler game?
Oh, yeah.
That was a wild catch. And the fact that he wasn't touched down and was able to get up and run the ball into the end zone was crazy. Jacksonville beat up on Denver. Saw that score. And Bengals beat up on Miami. It's going to be a crazy end of the season.
Mm-hmm. I got a text from one of our friends who may or may not be a Lions fan.
Uh-huh.
He may or may not be happy with the results.
Yeah, they did it to themselves. I mean, if you look by rule, that was pass interference. You cannot run a pick like that. I don't know. He may be lurking and watching. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he is.
He normally is.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I wanted to see. Okay, the Texans beat the Raiders. I guess New England's ahead of the Ravens right now.
Cool. Buffalo survived Cleveland. They won by 3.
Mm-hmm. Saints beat the heck out of the Jets. Wow.
Yeah.
29-6. Wow.
Packrat said Sheila just said that the special need people asked to stop being compared to Tim Walz because that is disrespectful to them. Well, the thing you got to remember is that when somebody calls Tim Walz retarded, it's not because they're saying he's one of those special needs people. It's basically saying that he's choosing to be stupid by choice. You know, it's like the one comedian, I can't remember his damn name right now, but his D jokes back in the day. The D wasn't an insult to people that are mentally handicapped. It was an insult to the people that choose to act like they are mentally handicapped. Or, I like to say on X that Tim Walz is retarded and gay. You've seen when he does his weird flamboyant strut things, haven't you?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yes, Mencia. Thank you, M. Gabriel. Carlos Mencia. That's who it was. Yeah.
So the Steelers got to play the Browns next week.
Yep. In Cleveland. And the last game of the season, they got Baltimore again. In Pittsburgh this time. They already beat them in Baltimore.
We got Denver next week. We're going to get clobbered.
Oh, Denver's going to be mad.
Hmm.
Yeah. Denver is not going to be a happy football team. But yeah, we got the Browns and Ravens left. Some cat does not sound very happy right now.
Uh-oh.
Patriots are beating the Ravens 13-10, and Baltimore has the ball on their own 39, and it's 4th and 5. They're punting.
Yep.
No, Baltimore is losing, M. Gabriel. They are losing by 3 currently. If they lose, the Steelers are going to be up 2 games on them, and they already have the tiebreaker. So, if the Ravens lose, the Steelers will pretty much win the division almost, just about. Both will have 2 games left, and the Steelers and Ravens play head to head. The Steelers already beat them once this season. And I believe the Steelers had the better in division record. So we'll see. But the Steelers got Cleveland next week. The only bad thing is that it's in Cleveland, and I believe it's in Cleveland.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The Browns play the Steelers. Traditionally, they play them tougher in Cleveland than they do in Pittsburgh. But Steelers win next week. The division's pretty much sold out. Especially if Baltimore loses tonight, they're not going to be able to catch the Steelers. If the Steelers, especially like I said, if they beat Cleveland next week, I think Baltimore's got a tougher schedule ahead yet. I have to look at that. Not sure what Baltimore. Let's see, what is Baltimore's remaining schedule? Oh, they got the Packers next week. So yeah, if Baltimore loses tonight, they got the Packers next week. Something happened because Baltimore's got first down at the New England 44. They must have went for it on fourth down.
They got a penalty, one or the other.
Yeah. Or the Patriots muffed the punt. But that would have been a short punt.
See if I can find out here. Play by play. Okay. They ran it back to the 40, and they had a pass and then a face mask penalty at the end of the pass. So that's what got the ball down there.
Yeah.
I wish they could both lose. Maybe they could tie.
I'll take a tie. Tie would help. At this point, the Steelers control their destiny to win the division or not. Winning at Detroit helped with that. It's a fast moving game. They're already in the third quarter. Oh, damn. They're down to the New England 18. Baltimore's going to score again. Now, if it had been last year and they still had Justin Tucker, that wouldn't have been a guarantee. Of course, uh, Boswell missed a kick today. Boom! Right off the upright. But
Yep.
that was more of a snap and holder issue than a kicker issue. Speaking of snap, Detroit went through three different centers today. I don't know if you caught that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, they played three different centers. Their offensive line apparently is all kinds of beat up. And Baltimore scored a touchdown, so it's 17-13 now.
Wow.
Z Flowers rushed for 18 yards for a touchdown. Jalen Warren today. I think he rushed for more yards individually than the Steelers as a team have in every other game this season. He had 143 yards rushing today on 14 carries. Granted, 90 some yards of that came on 2 runs. It's a lot of running yards for the Steelers this season. Their biggest running game of the year, I think. And Gainwell had another 50 yards rushing the ball on top of that.
Yeah.
And Jonnu Smith had 28 yards on 2 runs. Rodgers had 9 yards on 2 runs. Gainwell was still the best receiver on the team. 5 yards. I mean, five receptions. There we go. I know I'd get it right eventually. 5 receptions for 78 yards and that crazy touchdown. Yeah, if Boswell wouldn't have missed that field goal, that play at the end of the game wouldn't have mattered
Yeah, for sure.
because they wouldn't have had time to go for a 2-point conversion. The game would have been over. There was no time on the clock.
Well, if you score a touchdown in regulation, they have to allow you the conversion.
Oh, man. Oh, dude, we're down to 3 people watching on YouTube. I guess they didn't like the sports report.
Sorry.
Packrat said it's been so long since he's watched football, he doesn't know who's who. Well, the Patriots are no, the Patriots aren't as much the bad guys as what they were. The Brady Belichick era is over. So I don't have anywhere near as much animosity for them as I did. And Gabriel asked, you know the channel, the Kiffness, Hilarious Cat Videos. Nope, can't say I know that channel.
What's that?
He said he asked if we know the channel, the Kiffness. He says it's Hilarious Cat Videos.
Oh, nah.
No. And Vulcan Rumble says that he's still there. Okay. But now we know who's still out there. It's Pack Rat, M. Gabriel, and Vulcan Rumble.
The diehards.
Yeah. Lost the one person off of Rumble because there were 2 out there on Rumble. Now they're saying 1. Hasn't said anybody's been watching on X. But usually I don't get anybody watching on X until like the second hour. Or, towards the end of the second hour, then people start showing up on X. Like, show starts at 9, people, not 11.
Well, I didn't want to get on here until after my sister went to bed. So
I wasn't expecting you at all, to be honest, because you'd said you probably weren't going to be on because of being at your sister's. Packrat says on shooting sports news, Lena Michalik got engaged.
I saw that video. That was pretty cool.
And M. Gabriel's still smarting about Penn State imploding. Yeah. Again, what were they? Preseason #1. That didn't last long. And people were saying after some of the playoff games that Notre Dame has a reason to be pissed off. Saw a bunch of sportscasters making those comments this weekend. Making the comments on X. But you know what? Looking at this playoff this weekend, Notre Dame may have been right.
Is Amy still sick?
No, that was Brittany.
Oh,
That's our daughter. She's the one with asthma, so
oh, okay.
coughing for her is not an abnormal occurrence. Especially when she runs down the stairs.
Yeah.
She's the only person I know that can consistently fall going up the stairs. Ooh, we've gained one on Rumble and one on YouTube. So,
Wow.
hello out there to the new person on Rumble and new person on YouTube, whoever's you are. I really don't have a whole lot to talk about this week. I haven't really been paying attention to the news that much.
I'm not even doing a show tomorrow.
Yeah, somebody said something about barbecue was doing your show or something tomorrow.
He didn't do one on Thursday, did he?
I don't know.
I don't think he did.
I know
'Cause
he had one planned.
I was in my room in Arkansas, and I went and looked. I didn't see him post anything. So.
I know he was planning on doing one because he had a topic he wanted to talk about the moon or some shit. But yeah, I wasn't able to jump on if he did, so I never checked
But
to see
yeah,
if he
that'd
did.
be cool if he did a takeover.
Yeah. Well, I got a text from Hillbilly.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, thanking us for the Christmas card. Apparently, Amy sent him a Christmas card. So, yeah. Yeah, no, the last text in the group text was from you with the link for Wednesday. So I guess he didn't do his show. Move sent me a text. He took a picture of the Christmas card we sent him and stuck $100 bill in it.
I saw that. He sent it. He sent it in one of our group chats to like snobbing them and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think Amy stuck $100 bill in there. It's funny.
He said, "Didn't everybody get $100 in their card?" I said, "No, I got 200 in mine."
I guess he decided. He said he's doing his show in your slot, so I guess he
Oh,
decided not to
okay.
do it Thursday.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah,
He wouldn't want to do two shows
yeah.
that close together. I can see that.
Vulcan Rumble said there was a knife attack in Taiwan. Attacker fell off building. So, did the attacker attack by falling off the building with the knife at people, or did he fall off the building after the attack?
That'd be darn rough to jump off a building and stick somebody with a knife on the way down, man.
It's Taiwan, man. They all take those martial arts classes, right?
Wow.
Oh, man. Justin says, "Don't make me get a life 2 weeks in a row barbecue." Yeah, that's right. Justin had to get a life on Thursday because barbecue didn't do his show. Packrat says weed got declassified as a Schedule 3 drug. I know Trump said something about it. I never pay attention if he actually went through with the reclassification or not.
Yeah. Not going to make any difference in our state. Our attorney general said, doesn't matter, still illegal in Kansas. Don't do it.
Mm-hmm. No. Going back to when I said about my daughter falling up the stairs, I specifically said the only person I know. I don't know Joe Biden. I've never met Joe Biden. That doesn't apply. Because he says no, Joe Biden could.
Did she just hit puberty?
Huh?
So did she just hit puberty? Like, what the hell?
What's that got to do with falling upstairs?
You are actually statistically more likely to fall up the stairs when you're going through puberty because all your senses and
No,
everything else, there's so much in overload, you're not paying attention as much.
no, she's
That
just
you
naturally clumsy.
that and you got more front end weight.
She's just naturally clumsy.
Although some of them got counterweights on the back too. So
Mm-hmm.
Then my balls dropped, threw me off balance. Fell right over going up the stairs. Like, what the fuck?
Ooh,
oh,
Justin says he may reach out for help, but he'd like to maybe start a show on Friday night. Yep.
Ooh,
really?
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, you know how to get in touch with us, so.
Yeah.
Except for me, because you've never given me your number at Thunder in the Prairie. Just all the other people. I see how it is, Justin. Make sure you don't have a life on Thursday nights. You're like, fuck that barbecue guy.
Packer says, you know those crazy Asians.
Or the kamikaze.
Yeah. Yeah, kamikaze knife attack.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Jump, you bonsai! Everybody looked and oh shit, step to the left. And it's flat.
Mm-hmm. Failed ninja movie scene reenactment.
God damn it, who forgot the crash pad?
Right.
No, we had the crash pad there, sir. It's just the knife went through the crash pad. Damn it, we said rubber knives.
Yeah, those Chinese people get crazy with knives. whether it's the mainland or Taiwan, apparently. Remember a couple years ago, the guy that went after the kids at a school in mainland China with a machete?
Yep. I just need to redact something real quick. Anything mean that I said about Justin Grimm or anything like that, I take back because I just received a text message from him. And it's not that I received a text message from him, but I'm not sure how he got my number. I don't remember if I ever gave it to him or if he just has super awesome wizarding powers where like he was just like, well, this is barbecue's number. Either way, he has a certain set of skills that I don't want to mess with.
Congratulations, Justin. You just made barbecue scared of you.
Wasn't everybody? I mean, he's the bacon czar. Like with a snap of his fingers, boom, no more bacon.
He
That's
uses bacon.
terrifying.
He
You don't
uses
never want
bacon.
to never underestimate Iowa, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those people are sneaky.
Yeah, but he uses bacon like the Green Lantern uses a ring. He probably has a ring made out of bacon. He's the Bacon Lantern. What would the power be for bacon?
High cholesterol.
Green Lantern's willpower.
Ooh,
Sinestro's fear.
he shoots out cholesterol at all the attackers and bad guys like he's Spider-Man.
I was gonna say his instead of being light constructs, his are cholesterol constructs. You know, he forms a gun out of cholesterol. It just...
Diabetes.
Well, you're missing out. See, Rich, because bacon is a great tool against Muslims.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. There's plenty of memes. There are plenty of memes on X where people are weaponizing bacon.
Quick, deploy the bacon.
And Gabriel says he wants a bacon ring and a gun that shoots jelly. Like in Rudolph? A squirt gun that shoots jelly? Was that really a misfit thing, though? I mean, all you really had to do was clean the jelly out of it and put water in it, and boom, you get a regular squirt gun. And I could think of a lot of kids that would be happy to have a gun that shot jelly. You know, get one gun that shoots jelly and another one that shoots peanut butter. All you need is a loaf of bread.
Lining the room in bread? Like, what the frick?
Yeah.
Sounds like a terrible idea.
This chat just
You ever
got
try and clean up
weird
either
really
of those?
quick.
Huh? What did you say about... The cats are getting braver.
Somebody talk.
The cats are getting braver investigating the Christmas tree. Justin Grimm says he has Ninja Star bacon.
Interesting. Question. If, because I just thought of this, if Justin Grimm is the bacon czar, does that make Woods the bacon supervillain? I feel like it does.
The bacon Rasputin?
The best part is, like, I feel like Woods would be very proud to be the bacon supervillain.
Packrat says Sheila is a bad Jew. She loves her bacon. God, I am tired.
Meow. Meow.
What is going on?
What, that noise in the background?
Mm-hmm.
That is the cat playing with their ball toy. It's a
Playing with their
ball that's in
balls?
a track. It's a ball that's in
Playing
a
with the
track,
balls.
and they hit it
Right.
back and forth. They smack it all over the place.
So your cats are smacking their balls all over the place. Great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see if I can get them on camera. Just for shits and giggles. There they are. See? That's what that noise is.
A likely excuse.
They go play crazy playing with that thing. It's not just the youngest one. The older cats will sit there and play with it just like that too. Well, hell, the orange one that was just there, he is a big cat. He's playing with the other one. So. Crazy kitties.
So, Rich, what's the bracket about tonight?
There ain't one.
You're a loser.
I wasn't expecting anybody to actually jump on tonight. So
you're saying you're not prepared.
yeah.
Hear that, folks? Rich doesn't love you enough to be prepared for the bracket.
I already stated that I really didn't have much prepared for tonight. Ooh, here's an interesting.
It's like you didn't know you were having a show.
Well, no, I've been busy. I've been busy with other shit. I just haven't had a chance to get anything planned for tonight. Really,
Like what?
like out Christmas shopping yesterday all day and part of this morning.
Okay. So I have a solution for that. You get one of those little scooters that they have at Walmart and drive that around while your wife's doing Christmas shopping. And the best part is you can legally text and drive. Or in this case, watch YouTube and drive.
Well, here's something that you might find interesting. I don't know, but maybe.
No, probably not.
I just found this on my homepage because from American Rifleman, a bigger rhino, the Chiappa 60DS L frame in 44 Magnum.
It's about fucking time.
2011 review called it anything but ordinary, and 14 years later, that title still sticks for Chiappa's Rhino revolver. Although the company expanded the Rhino lineup by releasing stainless steel and 10mm auto-chambered models earlier this year, the company is launching 2026 by adding a 44 Remington Magnum Rhino to its catalog.
About fucking time. You know what I'm getting this year?
Yeah, the L-Frame 60DS is a double-action, single-action swing-out cylinder revolver in the format of previous Rhino revolvers with an inverted design where the lowest cylinder chamber is fired, resulting in an extraordinary low bore axis for a revolver. While previous Rhino models were based around a standard frame, the 44 Remington Magnum chambering required an entirely new frame from the ground up. It is still made from 7076 T6 aluminum and has bilateral finger grooves to make reach the trigger manageable on the big revolver and bilateral bolted in finger stops. In an update from previous Rhinos, there is a full Picatinny optics rail running between the front and rear sights, as well as a Picatinny accessory rail running the length of the barrel's underside. Interesting.
Please stop reading. My penis can only get so erect. Holy shit.
The grip profile also has been revised, and a rubber Hogue grip is used.
It exploded. Just fucking exploded. Now I'm a woman. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. The large frame Rhino's 6-inch barrel, hexagonal 6-shot cylinder, and recoil shields are made of steel. Internally, its firing mechanism is carried over from the previous Rhino models, including a hammer block safety. Sights are full adjustable rear paired with front blade that is pinned in place, both with fiber optic inserts. The Rhino L-Frame 60DS is 11 inches overall and weighs 40 ounces. 40 ounces, that's heavy for an aluminum frame gun.
A little bit.
It's available in 3 finish options: black, white nickel, or gold PVD. They have an MSRP of $1,470 with black finish, $1,545 for the nickel finish, and $1,745 for the gold finish.
Oh, pimp gun even. Jesus Christ.
Each revolver ships in a hard case with an owner's kit. For more information, see, and it has the company's website linked. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the pictures or not, but it's kind of cool looking.
They even know you have pictures up.
Huh?
Nope, can't see them. I said, nope, can't see them.
Yeah, I'm sharing the page, but so yeah.
There's a picture there now.
Yeah, that's the gold one.
Oh,
That's the barrel on the black one. There's like the hammer and the sights.
Would like them to make a stainless. I don't care how heavy it is.
Yeah, there's a nickel one. That's about as close to the stainless one as you're going to get.
Probably. Lame. They could have just kept it, the aluminum frame and done a really high polish.
Well, it's hard to tell in this picture if that's satin or polished. You could probably polish it.
I'm fine with satin. This is so exciting.
And then there's the black one.
For many years that I would not get a Rhino until they finally made one in 44 Magnum.
Like I said, I think you'd find this one interesting.
The day is upon us. I take back everything that I said about you in the last 10 minutes. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Yeah, Mr. Bob Dobalina's out there in the chat. Oh, Packrat said that he's joining Gary on the diet. His doctor said he's pre-diabetic. Yeah, Amy's her doctor said that she's pre-diabetic too, but she still eats whatever. She's told that she's got to cut back on sweets, but she doesn't listen very well.
You guys still have all kinds of good stuff. Being pre-diabetic, you're just cutting out basically your breads, your pasta, soda pop. Say poor Gary, he's really suffering.
Mm-hmm. Oh
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, Gary got the gout on top of being diabetic. He can't eat anything.
So he's eating kale wrapped in kale.
Yeah, he's eating rabbit food.
Pretty much. That's right. But I've lost about 15 pounds in the last couple months.
Nice.
That's good.
Got that
Gary
side
went,
effect. When you can't eat anything good, it's pretty easy to lose weight.
Gary went to the store. He's like, arugula. The fuck's arugula?
Packrat says I need to do one in 500. I don't know if they could do one in 500.
It
500.
took him a really long time to come up with this.
Yeah, I mean 500 in an aluminum frame. I don't think that's going to work too well.
Do 50 BMG. What the hell?
Yeah, pussies.
One round will be the size of the gun.
So what?
Oh, I'm just saying, one round would be the size of the gun.
50 BMG Altor.
Yeah, basically, it'd be a single shot. And you never want to fire it again.
From what I understand, most people don't want to fire the Altor again.
Mm-hmm. Packrat said he has to lose 100 pounds.
You can do it. So actually, Packrat, if you go back to my channel, there's this old show called MovieQ. And on the MovieQ chats, if you find the thumbnails that have like a scale on them and stuff, that's where we would do like, kind of health related chat with it and whatnot. I gave all kinds of cool, helpful tips for weight loss and all that good stuff. If you're familiar with TPC, if I remember correctly, TPC told me he lost like 120 pounds doing that stuff that I mentioned. His biggest step first was just cutting out soda. That was his really big thing for him.
Get rid of all processed foods. You'll be better off.
Shut up, Mr. Arugula. No, Gary's spot on there.
You don't know what's in that stuff. Do your own cooking. And that way you know exactly what's in what you eat. And you can control it. Because the pure sodium level in processed foods is astronomical.
Yes.
And yes, you will adjust.
On that front, yesterday we went to this Asian grill place. Their stuff was really good. They, according to what they said, they used all organic ingredients and stuff. It was really good stuff. We didn't know what it was. It was some new place that opened up in Morgantown. We were shopping when we went Christmas shopping yesterday. He was like, "You guys want to try the new place?" I'm like, "Okay." So we went there.
It sounds really good.
Yeah, it was.
Lobster wrapped in bacon. That sounds awesome right now. I don't know why, but you mentioned that, and that's what popped in my head.
It's one of those places where you pick what protein you want, what vegetables you want, what sauce you want,
Yep.
What base you want, like rice or rice noodles.
Hibachi.
Yeah.
Very nice.
No, it wasn't a hibachi. It was the stuff was already made. You just went through and they put it into a bowl for you.
Oh, that's weird. Like should I say every Chinese restaurant around here, but a couple of the slightly more popular ones have a hibachi that you can go up to and put all your fresh stuff right on your plate and everything, and whatever sauce you want. And then the guy throws it on the hibachi and whisks
Yeah.
it around for a couple minutes with those giant chopsticks.
Well, this was like Korean hibachi fast food, if that makes sense.
Korean spare ribs are pretty bitchin'. I don't know why, but they are.
I got the spicy chicken on white rice with charred corn, egg, and sweet and spicy sauce. It was damn good. It was like Korean General Tso's with the actual spice to it, and it was good. I enjoyed that. I still have half of it left because it give you a big ass bowl. They don't even ask you if you want a lid or not. They just keep one. They just give you one automatically because I guess they assume they're giving you so much food you're not going to be able to finish it in one sitting. It was like name of places like El Rayo or something like that. It was pretty good.
Oreo?
No, not Oreo. That's a cookie.
Marina Del Rey?
No.
Lana
No, it's
Marina
just
Del Rey?
no. It was just one word.
Amarillo.
Rodeo.
Amarillo.
El
No,
Paso.
Amarillo means yellow in Spanish.
Technically, it's Amarillo.
Yeah.
But, you say it however you want, gringo.
Naranjado. That's orange. I used to know all the colors in Spanish. Keyword being used to.
What's black in Spanish?
Negro.
You son of a bitch.
How about white?
Blanco.
Good.
Mhm.
How about purple?
I don't remember that
Violeta.
one
Is
myself.
it Violeta?
I don't remember that one. I was going to ask you what blue is.
Azul.
Let's say Riches Huevos. Muy azul.
Uh-huh.
You don't have blue eggs? Oh, you're probably a green egg type person.
Got some brown eggs out in the refrigerator.
What's brown in Spanish?
I don't remember that one.
Ooh, got him. I don't remember it either. I won't lie. Where's P11 when we need him? Why are we giving
Yeah,
this
right.
lesson? It's his
I know,
job.
right? He's the Spanish teacher. But no, Amy loves using farm fresh brown eggs for when she's doing her baking at Christmas. So we got a bunch of brown eggs from one of her coworkers in the refrigerator.
Holy shit.
What?
I just thought of something. So obviously P11 can do an amazing review. And he has a review channel now, doesn't he? Anyways, what if P11 made a second review channel, but he does everything in Spanish. I bet he would be just as good that way. But
I
then
should do a pig. I should do a pig Latin channel. That'd be cool.
there you go. Let's say
Probably the only one.
I tried learning Ubby Dubby once. I heard about it on Big Bang. I was like, what the fuck is Ubby Dubby? So I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
You try Esperanto.
I'm not familiar with that one. I'll have to look that up.
The made-up language that nobody speaks. Kind of like Klingon. Oh, a Klingon
Yeah.
channel would be super cool.
Well, that was the funny thing in Big Bang Theory is the guys started speaking Klingon to each other so the girls wouldn't understand them. So the girls started speaking this Ubby Dubby thing. And they're like, whoa, what are you doing? You're not allowed to do that. They're like, you speak Klingon, we'll do this. Because, like the scene was they're all fighting, but didn't want the other parties to know what they're saying. Which, the whole Ubby Dubby thing, like, I'm sure it's easy once you figure it out. Because it's just adding, like, UB, I think, after a vowel or something like it. It's fucking weird. But the worst part is that it's called Ubby Dubby, so it sounds gay as hell.
Mm-hmm. There was this one dude who used to go to like comic book conventions in Pittsburgh. He'd walk around speaking Elven all the time. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I haven't heard of that one either.
Yeah, it's an actual language that was invented by Tolkien when he was writing The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay.
He wrote and he created an entire Elven language that was used in the books.
You just do Latin, most people aren't going to understand that either.
Mm-hmm. Sure. In Pittsburgh, when I was in school, we had to take a year of Latin before we were allowed to take any other languages.
Because that helped you guys in life.
Yeah. Well, allegedly, it was supposed to make it easier to learn like Spanish and French and Italian because of being Romance languages based in Latin. That was their reason for it, anyway.
Rich is like, I want to take Mandarin.
I took the 1 year of Latin, 2 years of Spanish, and then a year of German.
9 Deutsch.
It's fun watching Top Gun in German when you don't speak German. One of the first things we had to do in German class was watch Top Gun in German.
I went to the danger zone.
Oh, there's Moo.
Why isn't Moo in here? Moo, get in here and pressure Rich into doing a bracket. He could have put one together already. This is how much he doesn't appreciate you guys. Like,
But
I do apologize.
Hey.
For
I did
pulling
you a
Rich White.
favor. I did you a favor, and I found an article about a gun you want. So hush you.
That wasn't a favor. My dick exploded.
Well, it ain't my fault you got that excited.
And not in a good way. It's like watching a water balloon pop. Lost a lot of blood here. Jesus Christ.
Moose says Latin is a dead language. Unless you live at the Vatican.
Or you do anything in the sciences.
Well, there's a lot of Greek used in the sciences too.
Well, there is that as well. But a lot of stuff has a Latin root, which annoys the shit out of me. It only annoys me when you're talking to somebody and then they want to get technical and be like, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, English fuckface. And they're just like, oh, yeah, this. And like, yeah, you couldn't just say that in the first place?
You just say English 9.
Well, it was nice when I was taking German in high school. My mother thought that means I must have automatically been fluent or something, because there was this German lady that moved in the neighborhood, and she expected me to be the translator. Like, I have no idea what she's saying.
Moo wants to know why you didn't finish his sentence.
Yeah.
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 See?
I don't know.
We. Da.
Das Boot.
The boat? Das Boot. That's what it means. Das Boot means the boat.
I'm talking about a glass boot that you drink beer out of. You need to watch a movie Beer Fest.
I've seen Beer Fest.
Right. But most German speakers make fun of that. They're saying, do
Mhm.
they even know what they're saying? Because it means the boot, the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hence the movie Das Boot.
I had a mountain of a man for a football coach when I was in high school, who immigrated from Germany. With what he told us, when he was in Germany, he was in the German Special Forces, whatever the hell that was. Had a very extensive career as a martial arts trainer. I don't remember what discipline, but he also played in the European NFL when that was still, a thing. And apparently, like 2 of the seasons that he played in the league over there, his team had won what would be their Super Bowl. Well, that's pretty cool.
The
But
Hitler Cup or whatever.
I have no idea.
The World
It's like
Cup.
it's for all of Europe. So,
Yeah.
but no, I'm talking like American football.
Mm-hmm.
The yeah. Well, you said World Cup, and I was like, no, this isn't FIFA bullshit.
No,
But like,
I don't remember what it was
but
called either.
guy was fucking gigantic. I bet you every bit of 6'4", 300 pounds. The only reason I knew his weight is because he told us, oh yeah, I'm 300 pounds. But he, he had just muscles on muscle. Remember the one time, uh, one of our senior D linemen at the time was egging him on, and Q was like 6'3", 320, but Q was not built like Coach. Q was built like you would expect a 6'3", 320-pound lineman to be built like. And Q's talking shit to him, and Coach Lingling just said to him, he's like, Q, you'll be dead before you fucking hit the ground. And I was just like, okay, never fuck with Lingling.
The NFL Europe Championship trophy was known as the World Bowl trophy.
Yeah, that's what it was. I
Yeah,
thought it
way
was
to fuck
World
that one up.
something. But the only team I remember was the Scottish Claymores because they had like the coolest name.
If
Last
anybody out
one
there's like, oh, go ahead, Gary.
is last one by the Hamburg Sea Devils. But it
I wonder
hasn't
if
been
that.
awarded. It folded in 2007, so most people forgot about it.
Let's say. Now I'm curious exactly when he was playing, just because I think we got him in 06, the 05-06 season. I think it was something like that.
It had been around for a while. Started out as just being the World League of American Football. Then the NFL got involved with it and basically
Yeah,
made it their minor league.
but he ended up quitting coaching when we had a game against Warren, and he was trying to talk to the linemen like, "Hey, you guys need to get your shit together," all that, and he had us separate from the rest of the team. And our head coach, that was a joke, wanted the whole team, and they had a big blow up. And Klingling was like, I can't coach these boys this way, not with a good conscience," and he walked.
Who says, "How about those Lions, huh? Son of a bitch." Hey, they shot themselves in the foot at the end of the game, Moo. Me and Gary were talking about that earlier. I don't know if you were lurking out there or not at the time. But yeah, they shot themselves in the foot in that last play. Offensive pass interference wiped out the game-winning touchdown for Detroit with no time on the clock.
All right, the Chiefs lost to a 2-14 team today, so they were 2-14.
Who did you play?
Tennessee.
Oh, the Lions may have just eliminated themselves from playoff contention. If you go by Tony Romo, which is a stupid thing to do. But Moo says, wasn't lurking, too busy arguing with the wife.
I wonder how that argument went. Moo, come here. Damn it, woman. I am not a machine. Is that about right, Moo? And then he gave in anyways.
No, she was telling him, no, that's a perfectly legitimate call by the officiating crew. You're not allowed to pick the defender. He has a right to that spot in the field just like everybody else.
That or she wanted to be on top, one or the other.
Mm.
Oh, probably has to be with his knees, needing that
That's
bicurious
true. Yeah.
surgery.
Yeah, that's true.
Best part is when I keep saying bicurious surgery, people probably think I'm just being an asshole, not knowing that that's an inside joke between Moo and I.
Pack Rat's asking, when was the last time the Lions had a winning team? Last season.
Yeah, they went to the friggin' NFC Championship game.
And lost.
They did, but like, holy shit, that team was insane. It would have been kind of cool if they could have at least made it to the Super Bowl. Only because that would be the most insane. It already is one of the most insane trades in NFL history where teams swap quarterbacks. You have Stafford who goes to LA and wins a Super Bowl. Goff somehow goes from LA to Detroit and almost gets them to the Super Bowl. Like, I don't think there's ever been a trade done like that where both teams came out for the better. Not only just for the better, but the better that much. I mean, when do you see players getting traded straight up like that anymore?
No, you don't. There's always draft picks or something else involved half the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's official. Mike Tomlin's not going to get fired after this season.
Yeah, no shit.
It's another winning season for Mike Tomlin.
Just fuck off.
Yeah.
Great. We're going to go out in the friggin' wild card. Don't get me wrong. I would love for Rodgers to win a Super Bowl with the Steelers. One, because the Steelers have a Super Bowl, but I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan in the first place. So that would be awesome for him to get a second one, kind of put some of those naysayers to rest. But not only that, but the naysayers that are like, oh, he has to have an elite defense to win a Super Bowl. This defense has not been elite. It's been anything but.
They played pretty good today.
They have their days, but
yeah, they smothered
overall,
they corrected one of their flaws. Detroit couldn't run the ball for shit today.
about damn time.
Detroit averages 140 some yards a game. They ran for like 18.
Nice.
We have a final score from Baltimore: Patriots 28, Ravens 24.
Ooh, Steelers may have just won the division.
They
They got Cleveland and Baltimore. They've already beat each of them once already this season.
Yeah, and that puts Baltimore 2 games back. So
yeah, Steelers win against Cleveland next week. They win the division.
Well, but here's the thing. Let's hypothetically say they lose the next 2. They'll give.
Well, they have the tiebreaker.
Hold on. What's the overall record for each one in the division? Because Steelers had to fuck around and lose to the Bengals.
Yeah, but Baltimore has lost to the Bengals twice, I believe.
Did they? Because then, no matter what, Steelers already have it locked up. Then
that's what I'm saying. I believe the Steelers may have just won the division. I'd have to check. But even if they haven't, they win against Cleveland next week. It's over.
Yeah. Figured out yet?
They split. The Ravens and Bengals split.
Oh, see, Steelers and Bengals split.
The Steelers, yeah.
Did the Browns happen to beat the Ravens?
No,
not once. So the fuck was Well, that's interesting because
the Steelers beat the Patriots and the Ravens lost to the Patriots.
I
They're
don't know if that would matter.
common opponents.
Is that where they're going to go next?
That's one of the tiebreakers is common opponents. And the Ravens play the Packers next.
The Packers.
The Ravens did beat the Bears, but that's outside of conference because it goes division, conference, then outside of the conference.
If we would have played fucking Aaron Rodgers, we'd have beat the Bears.
We should have beat the Bears anyway.
Should have.
That was bad coaching.
We would have trounced them if we had Aaron Rodgers at the helm, though. The guy owns the Bears. How amazing would it be? How amazing would it be if after Aaron Rodgers retires, he pulls a Tom Brady and buys part ownership of a team, and he goes and does it with the fucking Bears? Just to be like, I will always own you. And the thing is, like, Aaron Rodgers, I could see doing something like that just to troll all their fans.
We both lost to the Bills. I believe we both beat the Vikings. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. If the Steelers lose the next two games, I don't know if they're going to lose to Cleveland, though. But Cleveland did play the Bills strong today. The Bills escaped with a 3-point win. Now, the Ravens lost to the Lions. I got a feeling the Ravens might lose next week to the Packers.
Chiefs might lose to Denver next week.
Well, yeah, that's a pretty safe bet.
I think they're 14-point underdog at home.
Packers have lost 2 in a row. They're going to be pissed off probably when they play Baltimore next week. Somehow the Bears are 11-4. The Seahawks are a quiet 12-3. You don't hear people talking about the Seahawks very often. They're 12-3.
I'm sure if you were talking to Foss, you'd hear about it.
Yeah, but outside of Foss,
Woods.
The Panthers lead their division at 8-7. They took the lead in the NFC South today. It's crazy. The Panthers lead their division at 8-7, and the Lions may have been eliminated from playoff contention with the same record. And nobody has clinched the division yet.
Clinch what division?
Any division.
Mm, well, some teams have clinched playoff spots.
Yeah, but nobody's clinched their division. Oh, no, wait, the Eagles did. That's right, the Eagles did today.
I was going to say the Eagles have. They got a 4-game
Yeah.
lead in there.
Yeah, I forgot the Eagles clinched today. The worst they could do is finish at 10-7. And no way the Cowboys can catch them because they already got 8 losses and 1 tie. And nobody knows who's going to win the NFC South at this point. The Falcons,
No.
Buccaneers, and Panthers are all alive still.
I would just like them to get what's his face about 300 yards a game right now. Any other time I'd remember it. Receiver that just came back for the Bucks.
I don't know.
I hate want to say Chris Godwin, but it's not Chris Godwin. It's the other one.
I haven't been paying attention to the NFL as much as
I
what I
don't
used to.
remember. And
When I
like
was
I said, any other time I would remember, except for when I need to remember it.
when I was playing fantasy football, I'd probably know exactly who you're talking about. Since I don't play fantasy anymore, I don't pay attention to the whole entire
Right.
league anymore. Stop it, cat.
What?
Cat being bad. Uh-oh, Mario's out there. Do we got to do that hey thing?
It's your show.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Hola.
Hey!
Hey, Mario. Moo says Jake Paul won 92 million. Didn't he lose?
It's 92 million. He won.
That's what I'm saying, though. If he won 92 million by losing? Damn.
That's more than the entire Pirates payroll for the.
Probably. Andrew Tate got
Probably
his
double.
ass kicked.
Hey, who?
I don't know. I just saw that Andrew Tate got beat. I don't know who beat him.
I didn't know he was out of jail.
He hasn't been to jail yet.
No?
He was under house arrest, and then they lifted that.
Oh.
He hasn't even gone to trial yet. We got 4 watching on X now.
I just like how he's like, it's so great here in Hungary and blah, 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 or Romania, wherever the fuck he absconded to.
Romania, and the reason why he
Yeah.
said he went to Romania was because they're so corrupt nobody would ever arrest him.
Yeah. And then
That bit him
they're
in the
just
ass.
like, they're just like, we're kicking down your door.
Mm-hmm. I still like his followers are all like, there's no evidence that he did anything like this. No, there's just umpteen goddamn YouTube videos where he talks about how he did it.
Yep. And the thing is, oh, he's just doing it for show. It's all just, well, he's created some pretty damning evidence that's going to be really hard to convince anybody that, oh, no, that wasn't real. All those girls are fine, et cetera, et cetera. And let's hypothetically say that that was the case. All those girls really were fine, and this was all just fabricated. Again, he's made such damning evidence against himself because it looks so real. And with the ones that are speaking out and testifying against him, he's fucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And remember, folks, this is Romania, not the U.S. So innocent until proven guilty, not a thing.
And rules of evidence are different. You know that right to remain silent? You ain't got that over there.
Have the right to get punched in the mouth to you tell them what they want to hear.
Yeah, one of the worst things you could possibly do is be involved or even have anybody suspect you of being involved in any kind of criminal enterprise and then go on YouTube making videos saying that you're engaged in this in a criminal enterprise. That's exactly what Andrew Tate did.
Well, he didn't exactly call it. Hey, he wasn't like, hey, I'm doing this illegal shit. You know, clearly it was what it was, but it's not like he was just calling it for what it was.
he didn't have to come out and outright say it. I mean, he insinuated it clear as day.
Yes.
What he was doing.
Disagree? I do not.
In one video, he outright comes out and says that it's a love con. It's like,
oh yeah,
it's like, dude, do you realize you just admitted to a crime? Like, oh my god. Anyway, yeah, I think he had some kind of MMA fight this weekend and he got beat. I saw that in passing. They had it on X, on the X where they had their news feed thing about him having lost. See if I can find anything. Okay, Chase Demore defeats Andrew Tate in Misfits boxing match. That's what it was. Took place on the 20th. So
There's no way he could possibly win that match.
no.
Because you're talking about a guy, what, Olympic gold medalist for boxing?
I don't know.
I know he medaled for boxing. I think on 2 occasions. Anyways, if he were to lose to Jake Paul, that exposes everything. Everybody thinking, hey, I think that Tyson fight was rigged, shit like that. If Jake Paul didn't take the L here, the jig was up.
Tate lost in the 6th round. He's pretty banged up too. Here's what Tate's face looked like during the fight. His eye got all busted up.
Who the hell's even booking him?
Some promotion called Misfits Boxing out of Dubai is where the fight took place. Yeah, apparently it's an actual promotion. Chase Demore defeats Cobra Tate in Dubai and wins the MFB Heavyweight Championship. People are saying it was a terrible fight. Rapist Tate is used to beating women. That's one of the comments on X. Yeah. But,
See, they should have just got him one of those transmission women to fight.
Mm-hmm. You mean like the one that won at the Olympics?
Yeah.
Yeah. Moose says Tyson said it was all about the payday. Yeah, that wasn't a real fight anyway. It was just an exhibition between Tyson and Jake Paul. Anybody went into watching that thinking that it was a actual fight or having too high of expectations.
I don't know. I feel like Tyson was very clearly holding back at some points.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple times where he really tagged Jake Paul, and then he wouldn't follow up. And I'm
Yeah,
sorry, but watching that guy in the gym on a friggin' heavy bag, like he should have had no problem following up.
mm-hmm. Again, it was just an exhibition fight. He wasn't going out there to actually box and, for real. It was just for show. And Tyson needed the paycheck. That's why he did the match with in AEW a couple years ago, because he needed the paycheck. He's not good with money.
Well, that and tigers eat a lot. He's like, you know how much a tiger costs?
He was
Still love the
screwed.
interview. What?
I was gonna say he was screwed when the Mike Tyson mysteries got canceled. I don't know if you've ever watched that on Adult Swim. That show was freaking hilarious.
No, not familiar with it.
Yeah, it was a cartoon. Mike Tyson voiced himself, and Norm Macdonald voiced the guy who got turned into a pigeon because he was a sexaholic and mistreated women. So he got turned into a pigeon by this witch. It was
Nice.
it was hilarious. Tyson had some Asian girl for a daughter in the show. And they went around solving Scooby Doo style mysteries.
Nice.
Yeah. I made when we went to Pittsburgh back in 2016, I think it was. Took the girls to Kennywood. I made her sit down and watch the Mike Tyson mysteries the one night in the hotel room, and she's like, "I don't want to watch this shit." I'm like, "No, you're gonna sit and watch this. This shit's hilarious." And she about fell out of her chair laughing.
Nice.
And you know she has no sense of humor. Yeah. It was funny because Tyson would poke jokes at himself in the show. It was absolutely hilarious. Yeah. Y'all out there watching haven't seen the Mike Tyson mysteries, look it up and watch that shit. It is hilarious stuff. And Norm Macdonald as the pigeon steals the show a lot of the times. Guys, it's Norm Macdonald and he's playing a pigeon.
Nice. Norm fucking McDonald.
Gary fall asleep on us here? I mean, he ain't saying anything.
He's just
Yeah,
so riveted by all the Mike Tyson.
I totally fell asleep. Yeah.
So happened to me on Thursday night.
Oh, Mr. Bob knows the show. He says Pigeon makes the show. Yeah. They don't even call him Norm Macdonald by name. They just call him Pigeon all the time. Don't even ask him. I don't think they've once asked him in the show what his name is. They just call him Pigeon.
Hey, buddy, what's your name? Pigeon. Hey, Pigeon, guess what?
I mean, it's a talking pigeon walking around making Norm Macdonald jokes. It's hilarious. Who's watching what? I'd look up a clip from the show, but probably get hit with a damn copyright because Warner Brothers. You can't even play goddamn movie trailers because Warner Brothers will hit you with a goddamn copyright if you do. Other studios don't give a shit, but if it's Warner Brothers, nope.
Kind of interesting. I mean, it's a movie trailer. It's advertisement.
That's how they met Pigeon, Mr. Bob. But Pigeon's backstory was that he was a womanizer who got turned into a pigeon by a witch.
Kind of like Klaus on American Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Except they just replaced his brain with a goldfish.
Yeah. Yeah, Klaus was like some big James Bond villain type dude who got his brain inserted into a
Oh,
fish as punishment.
he was a Nazi.
Yeah, he was a James Bond type villain though. But if you watch his
I don't know. I
backstory,
haven't seen James Bond.
yeah.
Closest thing I've seen to James Bond is Austin Powers.
Okay, he was a gold member type villain.
Yes, that makes sense.
But
I was
Pigeon,
like an American Dad, where what?
I was gonna say Pigeon though, he wasn't a villain. He was just a womanizer who womanized the wrong woman and got turned into a pigeon. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I always like an American Dad where they have Klaus say that like random off the wall thing where you're just like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, shit, we've been going for almost 3 hours now. Yeah, probably should wrap this up. So, Gary, you got anything you want to plug? I know you're not doing your shows this week, but you want to plug for when you do get back to doing your shows?
Maybe starting a week from now, I'll start doing a Monday night show again. That'll be at 9 o'clock p.m. Central every Monday. So come see it next a week from Monday. Other than that, check out Guns and Barbecue because he's got some really good stuff going on his channel. Thanks for having me.
Yep. What about you, Barbecue?
Just like to let everybody know, if you have a vendetta against Rich and you wish to get him a channel strike, just go back to the point in the episode where he talks about the Chiappa Rhino 44 mag and tells everybody what the prices are, because that's him trying to sell guns. You got that, YouTube? No, it's not really. Don't do that. Gonna try and do a chat tomorrow night and not fall asleep before it's time to do it. I mean, hell, I didn't even get to schedule this stuff for Thursday's chat because I fell asleep. Got home from wrestling practice. I laid down on the couch and I was just so burnt out. Next thing I knew, it was like 1:30 in the morning and I was waking up. I was like, shit.
Well, been there. Not the wrestling, but other stuff, and then pass out on the couch or chair, and you wake up and it's like, shit. Yep, been there.
Surprised that I made it to your chat because I passed out on the couch about 5:30 today because we had 3 tournaments this weekend. I've been running around like a chicken with its head cut off. Sorry, Gary. But yeah, so chat tomorrow. Filling in Gary's time slot, 10 p.m. Be there, be square. I don't know if we're going to argue about the moon or not. We will do a bracket. Maybe we'll do a giant bracket again. People seem to like those.
The 32 slot bracket?
Yep, maybe. We'll see. I was thinking about doing... Well, you know what? I'm not going to give it away. You want to know what the bracket's going to be? Be there. Thanks for the invite.
Yep. And I know I haven't been running around coaching wrestling this weekend, but she's had me running all over the place doing Christmas shopping and shit because we had to wait till we had money to actually be able to go Christmas shopping. And it just happens to be the last weekend before Christmas, so we were able to do it. So yeah, I totally understand the passing out thing. So
Yes.
I told her we had to be home in time for me to watch the Steeler game this afternoon, though, because I wasn't missing another game. I missed Monday night's game. I wasn't missing today's game, too. So.
And she was like, you shut the fuck up. You'll miss whatever I tell you to miss. And you went, yes, darling.
No, we were home in time for the Steeler game. So
It's only because she loves the Steelers, too.
She doesn't watch it, really. I can get her to watch a hockey game. I can't get her to watch a football game, really.
Really?
Yeah. Moo says he'll be there for the giveaways tomorrow night barbecue.
Okay. What's 0 times 0? Or anything times 0 for that matter.
That would be 0.
Yep.
What's anything divided by 0?
0.
No. It's not a real number. If you put you put anything divided by 0 in a calculator, it comes up as an error.
Never tried that.
Yeah. It's 0 divided by 0 is not a real number. But yeah. Or anything divided by 0, if I remember right. Anyway. We're getting out of here. So have a good night, folks. Have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy your holiday. Don't do anything stupid, and stay safe. We will catch y'all later.
America!
Give him the bird.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Yeah.
Sorry, somebody put that in my teleprompter. We off, Harry?